Question from the internet.
What is going on the internet?
They're trying to get some gossip from All the Queens Men season 2. They're trying to get a little, you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
we don't want to compromise your employment.
No,
but, we want to know how fun was being on set. Like, talk to us.
Listen here. That was one of the. So okay, I got cast on Tyler Perry's Sisters for season 2. I was on one episode. So this was right when the pandemic hit and right when production started. Tyler Perry was the first production studio to go back.
Because he has a whole country.
He has
a
whole
country inside of Georgia.
Absolutely. So we were in Camp Quarantine that first time, and I was like, wow, this is outstanding. You know, as a parent.
Walk us through. I'm sorry. I just want to slow you down because we have so many people that watch that actresses. You're talking about the campus. You're on his basically little neighborhood. Yeah,
it's a huge 330-acre campus where, there's officers' homes and barracks that they've converted into apartments. I mean, he has sound stages that are named after prominent black people, black actors, in Hollywood, all over. I mean, you have everything. And then he has all of his sets too, and then you have Actors Row where all the business is taken care of, and where they shoot like Young Dylan and shows like that. Like, everything is there
in house,
and
you get to stay there safely because everybody's on the quarantine, but you're there on there. But it's not like you're just in a little hotel room.
No, because we stayed in the officers' homes, so these are historical homes. They have refurbished them a little bit, but because once you are on historical land, there's a deal that you have to make with that you can't.
You have to leave certain things.
You have to leave certain things, but they're still beautiful homes, hardwood. You can tell. And they have the what do you call the thing that you go underground if the bonds start?
Oh, like the little shelters, bomb shelters,
the bunkers. The bunkers are still in these homes. Wow. But they're absolutely beautiful. So the actors stayed in those homes, like everybody stayed in those homes. So I had a roommate. My first roommate, her name was Tanel. So that was fantastic. And like a production crew and hair and makeup, and even some of the actors who might have been background, they stayed in the barracks that they converted to apartment rooms.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, and it was so safe because literally, before we even got on set, you had to take a litany of COVID tests. This is before the vaccine was even available. And then when you got there, we tested every 2 days. So as soon as anybody was positive, they were escorted off.
Gotcha.
So everything was very, very safe. It was fantastic. So I finished shooting Sisters, got another opportunity to audition for All the Queens Men.
Hey.
And it was one of those auditions, and because we get auditions like, you have a self-tape due tomorrow, and it's like today at 9 p.m.
10 minutes, you got 40 lines.
Exactly. Like,
do it.
Right.
Shout out to Gil Talent.
Thank you, Gil Talent. Yes. Gil will, she will get you together. You understand me? Oh, you have an audition due today? I'm like, okay. So I get the audition for All the Queens Men. And, you have to have a reader and all of that. So my husband read with me. So he reads with me. And then, sometimes you'll get like 2 different deadline, like the casting director saying one, and then then our agency is taking another. So I was like, let me just go with the earlier date. And I'm like, I literally ran through the audition. I was like, I was looking real cute. I had come from somewhere. My makeup was done. And, literally, I said, you know what? That'll be the role I get, because I was rushed. I didn't know what the time it was. Got the role. Got the role. Genya called me.
There we go.
Got the role as Miss Tandy, who is very free. So when Genya called, she was like, you got the role. I was like, oh my God. But I knew going in that this role would call for nudity. So she said, you're on hold, but you have to agree to this. So I was like, let me call you right back.
Let me call home.
Let me call Shawty, who I've been married to at this time. This was we were 18 years. We just made 19 years.
Hit the button.
Yeah. So one time, we were looking at Lala on Power.
Right.
She had a sex scene.
Yeah.
He looked at me like, hey, baby, tell me, just make a promise to me that you'll never do a scene like this. And I was like, okay. Until you land a role.
Until Tyler Perry called during the pandemic. And it's like.
And Sister Circle just got canceled.
Come on, man.
So, and then she told me what I could be making per episode. Like, excuse me, hello, is this thing on? Hello, are you saying that number? Really?
Right.
Okay, all right,
they
cool.
just gonna get the side a little bit.
Right. So yeah, I'll walk you through that too because it's very interesting. I'm so glad we have time. I feel like so important. So I called Brian. That's his real name. Call him Smitty. I've called him Smitty on the radio forever. I was like, hey, honey. And I was like, babe, I got the role. He's like, oh man, that's dope. I'm so happy. Whoa. Oh, I was like, there's a caveat.
It's just one small thing.
Just one small thing. There's there could be some nudity. He's like, oh man, man.
That's tough.
And he was like, how much? I was like, babe, I don't know.
Right.
And he took a deep breath. I guess he prayed, and he was like, go ahead.
Look, shout out to all the being supportive of their wives.
Yes.
'Cause they know that you're not going to do nothing crazy.
Right.
They know it's all in the form of art.
Thank God.
I don't know if I was that big of a person.
Listen.
Just hit that button for me being petty.
I'll say this. He still has not watched the show.
I don't blame it.
It's been out for a long time. It's been out long enough for him to have watched it.
But he agreed.
He did.
So that's what's up.
He did. And I made sure, to let everybody know that there was a level of uncomfortability there. And so they actually have intimacy coordinators that you speak with prior to even getting on set to say what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with, and then they really adhere to that. And then once you get on set in preparation for the scene, you meet with your scene partners. They have these Gumby dolls, literally Gumby dolls, to show you the position that the director would like, and then talk to you about what you feel comfortable with. So I told my scene partner, I was like, hey man, just hold on to these, cause I don't really want those shown.
Yeah.
And so when I saw the scene, I was very pleased with it.
That's what's up.
I was very pleased with
That is great information because you see the professionalism of it.
Yes.
It ain't just like, all right, y'all jump in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they going to go through it with the live action. They have somebody to talk to you. And this way you don't end up with one of them Me Too situations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then you're all covered up. They have, the skin tone covering ups, and there's prosthetics and all of that, gotcha. that are there. And in place, per se. But it was great. I love playing Miss Tandy, though. I know that was the initial question.
Right.
She is very free.
Okay.